Good evening, all. Hi, this is Bharat. So, we are here today to discuss the mains related questions on the topic of averages. So, we have courses called Quant Infinity in our LTX. So, this is related to every competitive exam like your SSC exam, RRB exams, IBPS exams. Clear? CSAT, Group 2, Group 4, whatever the exam might be. So, I'll be dealing with quant and I do have 10 years of teaching experience. So if you want to join the course with 3 months validity, it will be triple nine. Triple nine will be the price of the course for 3 months with 3 months validity. Clear? So I will be dealing with each and every topic of quant of both the prelims level and mains level as well, which will be very helpful for you. Clear? So, moving on to our topic, today's topic, that is averages. So, this is the first question of today's class. Three numbers are given in which the second number is thrice the first and twice the third number. If the average of three numbers is 66, then find the first number. Okay, you're asked to calculate the value of the first number. Take 1 minute, try to solve this. I guess my screen is not visible, right? Give me a second, I'll just look into it. Okay. Now this is visible, right? Good. So three numbers are given in which the second number is thrice the first and twice the third number. If the average of three numbers is 66, then find the first number. Then find the first number. Quickly try to solve this. Which the second number is thrice. Okay. Now Basically, there are three numbers in this question: the first number, the second number, and the third number, right? Now, what you're asked to calculate, what is the value of the first number? Okay, three numbers are given, which the second number is thrice the first. Okay, the second number is thrice the first. Let the first number be x, then the second number would be 3x. Now, what about the third number? The third number is, see, whenever you come across this end, either it may be in quant or it may be in reasoning. Whenever you come across a word called end, see, is the screen visible? Yeah. The screen is visible, right? Fine, fine. Okay. See, whenever you come across a word called end, clearly he is talking about the first entity which was asked in the question. Now he is talking about the second number. The second number is twice the third number. If the third number is 1.5x, definitely the second number is twice of it, right? The second number is twice of it. So these are the three numbers now. And the average of these three numbers is 66. That is x plus 3x plus 1.5x by 3 is 66. Clear? Now what is this? X plus 3x is 4x, 4x plus 1.5. This is 5.5x by 3. 5.5x by 3, which is 66 into 3, right? I'm sending the 3 to the other side. So it would be 198, right? So 11.5, 11/18, right? So x will be equal to 18 by 0.5. Now 18 by 1 is 18. 18 by 0.5 would be 36, right? Now the value of x would be 36. Clear? So what I have considered here is that the first number be x, the second number would be thrice the first, which would be 3x, and the third number would be twice the second, right? Third number and twice the third number. That means he's telling that the second number is twice the third number. If my third number is 1.5x, then the second number would be 3x. Now, on an average of all the three values, it is 66. So I just calculated the average, which is 5.5x by 3 is 166. I have sent my 3 to the other side. It would be 3 into 66, which is 198. So x equals 18 by 0.5. If 18 by 1 is 1, then 18 by 0.5 would be 36, right? So the value of x is 36, which is my first option. Now moving on to the next one. The average of results of 35 tests is 21. The average of the first 17 results is 19 and the last 17 results is 22. What is the value of the result of the 18th test? Okay, now we'll do one thing. See, the average of first 31 tests is 21, right? See, whenever you come across these type of questions, check the number first. Here, the first 17 and the last 17. So the number is there same, right? See, usually what we do is we do 35 into 21 equals to 17 into 19. In this way, we have to do. But since the numbers are equal, I can directly calculate this without doing any multiplication procedure. That means if my first number, sorry, if the initial average is 21, so for the next 17 results, the average has been decreased by 2, right? So I'm just adding 2 for the next 17. And what about the remaining 17? The last 17, The average is increased by 1, which is already 22. So I'm decreasing 1 for all the last 17 results. Why? Because it's already more than 21, right? So I'm just decreasing it. Now 21 plus 17 into 2 minus 71. This is 17 into 2 minus 17 into 1 would be 17, right? So 21 plus 17. 21 plus 17. What would be your answer? 38, right? 38. Now moving on to the next one. The average of 20 observations is 40. It was later found that two observations, 13 and 24, were incorrectly recorded as 31 and 42. The correct mean is, so you're asked to calculate the correct average. See, initially the average of 20 observations is 50. It was later found that the two observations of 13 and 24 were incorrectly recorded as 31 and 42. The correct mean is, okay, fine. Now, see, the first number is 13, but instead of 13 it has been recorded as 31, right? Right, so how much extra is being added? 18, right? Now what about the next one? Instead of 24 it has been recorded as 42, so 18 more here, right? So I have incorrectly or unknowingly added 18 plus 18, 36. So I need to subtract this 36 from all the 20 members, right? See, average is adding in equal quantity and removing the equal quantity, right? So whenever you're talking about the concept of average, average is nothing but equal distribution. So if you're adding something, you have to add the same value to all the members of family which you're talking about in a single question, in a particular question, right? In the same way, if you are deleting something, you need to subtract equal quantities out of all the members in your question, right? Now, I'm subtracting this 20 equally from all the 20 members. So this would be to 18s and 2 tens, this would be 1.8, right? 1.8. Now, my initial average is 50. Now I need to subtract 1.8 out of it. So it would be 48.20, right? That would be my second option. That is my second option, 48.20, right? Now moving on to the next one. Expenditure of a person has increased by 50,000 in months of February and March. Okay. If the expenditure in January was 50,000, then find the average of his expenditure from January to March. Okay. Initially, his salary was, his expenditure was 50,000 in the month of January. So it has been increased in the next month by 50,000, which is 1 lakh, right? 1 lakh, right? Now, it has been increased again by 15 months in the next consecutive month, that is in the month of March. And if I'm adding 50,000 to 1 lakh, that would be 1.5 lakh, right? 1.5 lakh. Now, this is 50 plus 1, 1.5, 1.5 plus 1.5 would be 3. And you're calculating the average for these 3 months, that would be 3 by 3, which is 1 lakh. 3 by 3, which is 1 lakh. Adding all the 3 and dividing it by 3, that will be my answer. So 1.5 plus 1.5 would be 3 lakh. 3 lakh divided by 3 would be 1 lakh. So my answer is 1 lakh. Clear? Now, moving on to the next one. If the average of A1, A2, A3 and A4 is 19.5 and A1 equals to 21, then find the average of A1 plus A2 plus A3. Sorry, and the average of A1 plus A2 plus A3 is equal to the average of A2 plus A3 plus A4. Then find the value of A4. So you're talking about some distant numbers A1, A2, A3, A4, which the average of all these four numbers is 19.5, right? And the value of A1 is also provided to you, which is 21. Now, there is a condition given in the question that the average of A1 plus A2 plus A3 equals to the average of A2 plus A3 plus A4. Then what will be the average of value of A4? Fine. Now I'll go to a condition first. Initially, what was the condition that was given in the question? The average of A1, A2, A3, which is A1 plus A2 plus A3 by 3 is equal to the average of A2 plus A3 plus A4, which is A2 plus A3 plus A4 by 3. Now 3 gets cancelled, A2, A3 gets cancelled, A2, A3 gets cancelled. That means my value of A1 should be equal to the value of A4. Now since the value of A1 is 21, definitely my value of A4 should also be equal to 21. Clear? Clear? See, I started my question with a condition stating that the average of A1 plus A2 plus A3 is equal to the average of A2, A3 and A4. So A1 plus A2 plus A3 by 3 equals to A2 plus A3 plus A4 by 3. Now all I'm cancelling all the like terms, then I'll be left with A1 and A4. Since my value of A1 is 21, definitely that should be equal to A4, which is 21 again. Clear? Now moving on to the next one. Okay, it's the same question again. It's the same question again. The value of A4 will be equal to the value of A1, which is 21. Okay. Now, average age of 24 students and one teacher in a class is 15 years. When three students of age 11 years, P years, and 13 years left, and two new students A and B of average age P plus 44.5 joined, then the average age of the class becomes 15.5 years. Average age of 24 students before three students left was 14 years. Find the value. Which value can you find among them? Okay. Age of the teacher, age of the student, value of P. Find the age of the principal if the average age of principal and teacher is 40 years. Now, interesting question. See, in this question, you're not expected to calculate the exact answers of any of the ages here. Any of the ages. Let it be the age of the teacher, let it be the age of the principal, let it be the value of P, let it be the age of student A. You're not expected to calculate anything, but you should know from the data which was provided in the question, which of the following values can be calculated. If I can calculate only the age of the teacher and the age of student A, first option will be my answer, only A and B. If I can calculate age of the student A and value of P, then second option would be my answer, which is only B and C. If I calculate the value of P and the age of the principal, then definitely C and D, which is option C, would be my answer. Clear? If I calculate each and every uh, option of the among which was given in the question A, B, C, D, then definitely all of these would be my answer. All of these would be my answer. Okay. Now we'll try to find it. We'll try to solve this question, but in a different way. What we'll do is, see, initially the average of 24 students and one teacher in a class is 15 years. See, this 15 is the average of all the 25 people, right? So 24 students plus one teacher. Yes or no? Now what I'll do is, there was one more important point, interesting point in this question. Average age of 24 students before three students left was 14 years. So initially the average age of 24 students, I can consider it as 14, right? Right now, one teacher is entering into the class. If the teacher is entering into the class, she should have 14 with her, and with the addition of teacher, the average has been increased from 14 to 15. That means 1 year is being increased for all the 25 members. So this would be 25 plus 14, which is equal to 39. Which is equal to 39. So this is the age of the teacher. Now, clearly I have calculated the age of the teacher, right? Now, if you observe the option D, find the age of the principal if the average age of a principal and teacher is 40. So principal plus teacher average age is 40, right? So I'll write it here. Principal plus teacher average age is 40. So principal plus teacher equal to 80. Now teacher's age is already 39, so it would be 41, right? So principal's age is also 41. Now you're not expected to calculate each and every value. You should know whichever the value can be calculated from the given data, right? So I have calculated D as well. Okay. Now what are the options which are related to my A and D? First option is not my answer. Second option is not my answer. Third option is not my answer. And in my fourth option, I have A and D, right? And in the last option, I have all of this. Okay, now we'll check with C first. We'll check with C first. Or else we'll do one thing. From option D and E, from option D and E, if you compare all these things, what is the difference? Option B only, right? I'll check with option B first. I'll check with option B first. If I can find option B, then definitely all of these would be my answer, right? Why? Because B is not in option D. So definitely E should be the answer, right? Right? So already A and D I have solved. Now if I solve my C in this, according to the D option, if I solve C also, if it satisfies, definitely it will satisfy the condition. Why? Because in both the options C is there. See, anyway, A, B, and C is not my answer. So D and D, I have C. All of these, I have A, B, C, D. Right? So C is there in both the options. So I'll check with B. If I can calculate the value of B, then all of these would be my answer. If I cannot calculate the value of B, then only ACD will be my answer. Clear? Now, quickly checking the option for B, that is the age of student A. You are expected to calculate the age of student A. Now, where is A? Age, where is A actually? Two new students A and B of average age P plus 4.5 joined. Okay, that means two new students A plus B with average age 2P plus 4.5, so that would be 2P plus 9 has joined. Now you tell me, this P, I can get it from C, right? Already I have said you will get the value of C for sure. Why? Because C is there in both my remaining options. So definitely I will get the value of P. Now, if I substitute my value of P also, I'll stuck with both A and B, two unknowns, right? Is there any proper data relating A or B? No, right? So I cannot find the value of A. So option D would be my answer. Option D would be my answer. Clear? Now, if at all, if someone has a doubt whether we can calculate the value of P, I'll simply write the equation C. After one teacher being added, the average is 15, right? So the total age would be 25 into 15, right? Now, when three students of age 11, P and 13 left, that is 11, P and 13 left, that is they have left, right? So I have subtracting out of it, and two new students has been added, that is 2 into P plus 4.5, which is 2P plus 9. Then the average becomes 15.5 years. Now clearly, if I solve this equation, I'll find the value of P, right. I'll get, see, this is an equation with only one unknown, which is P. I can easily calculate the value of P. So in this way I can answer, or I can calculate the value of P. So my answer would be only A, C, D. Clear? Okay. Now, moving on to the next one, the ratio of Montu and Chintu 8 years from now will be 7 is to 6, and the ratio of ages of Chintu and Sonu 5 years from now will be 9 is to 5. The present age of Montu is dash years, and the present age of Sonu is dash years. Which of the following options satisfies the two blanks in the question? Okay, it's an easy one. See, whenever uh, you're provided with ratios, it's very easy for us to calculate if you have proper conceptual knowledge on the concept of ratios. It is easy for us to calculate any answers. Okay. Now, the first, see, you have to select the options which satisfies both my fill in the blanks, both my blank spaces. Clear? Now, what we'll see is, okay, we'll think about the first fill in the blank, that is the present age of Montu is. Now, where is Montu? The ratio of Montu and Chintu 8 years from now would be 7 is to 6. That means after 8 years, Montu's age should be a 7 multiple. Okay. So if I add 8 years to my first answer, that should be an 7 multiple. That is what clearly mentioned in the question, that the ratio of Montu and Chintu after 8 years from now will be 7 is to 6. That means Montu's age would be a 7 multiple. Now I'm adding 8 years to all my first answer, that is 48 plus 8, 56, which is a 7 multiple. So this might be my answer. So 27 plus 8, which is 35. This is also a 7 multiple. 37 plus 8, this is 45, which is not a 7 multiple. 44 plus 8, 52, which is not a 7 multiple. Okay. Now, see, instead, you need not check the second value also. Why? Because with A and B combination, I have only one option, those that will be my answer. Now, we'll apply the same logic to the second option as well. Now, what is the second space, second blank, and the present age of Sonu? So, he's talking about Sonu. Now, what is Sonu here? And the ratio of ages of Chintu and Sonu 5 years from now will be 9 is to 5. That means after 5 years, Sonu's age should be a 5 multiple. Now, check with my first option 20 plus 5, which is a 5 multiple, 10 plus 5, which is a 5 multiple. So, both of them satisfy my conditions, right? Both the blanks has been satisfied by my first two options, which are A and B. So, only A and B is my answer. Only A and B is my answer. Okay. There are 18 students in a class. Average weight of the class is increased by 1 kg when two new students of A and B joined the class. If A only joined the class, the average of the class is increased by 2 kg and the ratio of weight of A is to B is 11 is to 4. Then find the average weight of the class initially. Okay, quickly go through this question. So basically, there are 18 students in the class. There are 18 students in the class. Now, average weight of the class is increased by 1 kg when two new students A and B joined the class. So, okay, after the addition of A and B to the class, the average has been increased by 1 kg. Okay, now if A only joined the class, then the average weight of the class is increased by 2 kg. And clearly, the ratio of A and B has been provided in the question, which is 11 is to 4. Now, then find the weight of the class initially. Find the weight of the class initially, and these are my options. Option 1 48, option 2 50, option 3 52, option D 54. Okay, fine. We'll do one thing. See, there are 18 students in the class, right? Average weight has been increased by 1 kg. Okay. I'll I will mark my average of the 18 students of the class as X. So the total age would be 18 plus X, right? The total age would be 18x, right? Now after the addition of two new students A and B, right, the average has been increased by 1 kg. That means my average for all the 20 members would be x plus 1. Now quickly solve this. So 20x minus 18x, this would be 2x plus 20. This should be equal to a plus b, right? So 20 into x would be 20x minus 18x would be 2x. 2 into 20 into 1 by 2, 20 equals to a plus b. Now, what about my second condition? If only a is added to the class, then the average age is increased by 2 kg. That means if only a is being added, the total number of members would be 19 and the average has been increased by 2, right? So this is 18x and this is 19x. The difference would be x, and this is 19 into 2, which is 38. So x plus 38 equals to a. X plus 38 equals to a, right? Now I'll quickly substitute this in my first equation. So 2x plus 20 equals to, the value of a is x plus 38 plus b. X plus 38 plus b, right? Now, what else we can add here? So this is x plus 38 equals to a. So I have simply added 2x plus 20, x plus 38 plus b. Okay, fine. Now quickly solve this. What is b here? From this you'll get the value of b, right? 2x minus x would be x. 2x minus x would be x plus 20 minus 38. This would be minus 18. So x minus 18 would be b. Clear? X minus 18 would be b. Now I know my a and b values, which is x plus 38 and x minus 18, and they were in the ratio of 11 is to 4, right? Yes or no? That means both my a, which is x plus 38, and b, which is x minus 18, were in the ratio of 11 is to 4. Quickly solve this. 4x plus 38 equals to 11x minus 11 into 18. 11 into 18. 11 8 88 8. 11 ones 11 plus 8 19. So this is 198, right? So this is 7x. Yes or no? 11x minus 4x would be 7x. Now plus 98 plus 38. So this is 4 into 38, right? We forgot it to multiply it with 4. So this would be, the value of this would be 4 3 is 120 plus 4 8 is 32. So this is 152 plus 198, which is equal to 350. Now if the value of 7x is 350, the value of x would be 50, right? Now what were you asked to calculate? Find the average of the class initially. I took my average as x, and my value of x is now 50 kg. So 50 kg is my answer. Clear? 50 kg is my answer. Moving on to the next one. 4 years ago, the average age of class is 24. 2 years ago, one student left the class with the age of 29 years, and after 1 year, the new student joined the class with the age of 24 years. If the initial number of students in the class is 16, then find the present approximate average age of the class. Okay, just go through this, keep the video on pause, and try to solve this question. Try to solve this question. It was clearly mentioned in the question that 4 years ago, the average age of the class is 24 years. 2 years ago, one student left the class with the age of 29 years, and after 1 year, the new student joined with the age of 24 years. If the initial number of students in the class is 16, see clearly the initial number of class students in the class is 16. Now we are asked to calculate the present approximate age of the class. Try to solve this, quickly try to solve this. So if at all you're facing any issue regarding my voice or display, kindly comment. Okay. Now what is this 4 years ago, right? Initially you're talking about 4 years ago. So 4 years ago, 4 years ago, the average of the class is 24 years. So initially there were 16 members. So this is 16 into 24, right? What is the value of 16 into 24? 16 into 24, this would be 384, right? Now this is 4 years ago. Now what if I have to make it 2 years ago? That means from minus 4 I'm getting back it to minus 2, right? So I need to add 2 for the total. That is, for this 384 I need to add 2 years for all the 16 members, right? And 2 years ago, what was happened? One student of age 29 has left. That means I need to subtract 29. So 16 2 is 32, and I'm subtracting out 29 out of it. So this would be adding 3 to 384, which is 387. Which is 387. Now this has happened 2 years ago. Now after 1 year, that is, now I am talking about 1 year ago. 1 year ago. Okay. So 1 year ago, the age is 387. Now, since one more student of age 24 is being added plus 24, and what else? I have to add 1 year, right? So from 2 years ago, I have came to 1 year ago, that means I need to add one more year. So this would be 387 plus 15 plus 24. This is 39. 387 plus 39 would be equal to 426. 426. Okay. Now find the present approximate average. Okay. Now the present age I can calculate from this 426, right? So present age would be 426. And from 1 year ago, I'm coming to the present scenario. That means I have to add one more year for all the 16 members. So this is 426 plus 16, which is 442, right? By 16. This would be my average. This is 16 twos, 32. So this would be 12, 122, 16 sevens, right? 27. Okay, only one option is there with 27, right? So that would be my answer. 27.6 would be my answer. Clear? 27.6. See, from 4 years ago, instead of directly jumping into the present scenario, I have followed the question throughout. I have just followed the question. Like I started my question with 4 years ago and I switched to 2 years ago, and then I switched it to 1 year ago and I came to the present scenario. Okay, and I added the age accordingly. Clear? Okay. Okay, fine. This is a data sufficiency question. Now, which of the following statements is sufficient to answer the question? Whose weight is second highest from the five girls? Arohi, Vijaya, Shalini, Riya, and Priya. Okay. See, the beauty of this data sufficiency is conceptual knowledge. If you have a proper conceptual knowledge, then only you can answer the data sufficiency questions. And trust me, it is not restricted to any specific topic. Data sufficiency has been linked to each and every topic. Clear? Data sufficiency is not a separate topic at all. It is a model which can be implemented in each and every topic of our quant and reasoning as well. And in nowadays exams, you are frequently tested with these questions. Okay. So in order to answer these questions, definitely you should have proper conceptual knowledge on all the topics. Clear? Now, this is the data finishes the question on the concept of averages. Now, statement one, average weight of Arohi Shalini. See, what were you initially asked? You are not expected to solve the question. You are asked to calculate who is the second highest. Who is the second highest among the five girls? Arohi, Vijaya, Shalini, Riya, and Priya. Okay, and Priya. Fine. Now, what is statement one? Average weight of Arohi, Shalini, Vijaya, and 68. Okay. And the average weight of Riya and Vijaya is 46. Okay. Okay. Shalini's weight is equal to P plus 28. Okay. Where P is equal to half of Q. Okay. And Priya's weight is 72. Okay. Now, quickly observe the statement first. Is it possible for me to get the solution using the first statement? Yes or no? See, I have too many unknowns in my question. One is P, one is Q, and Priya's age has been given, Priya's weight has been given, but it is nowhere related to the previous data. Why? Because the average weight of Arohi, Shalini, and Vijaya would be 68. So the total weight would be 3 into 68, right? And the average weight of Riya and Vijaya is 46. So the total would be 2 into 46. And the Shalini's weight is P plus 28. So it's nowhere related. Now I need to get the value of P, then only I can answer the question. In order to get the value of P, I need to get the value of Q as well, right? So with statement one alone, I can't do anything right now. Moving on to the next one, nobody's weight can be less than 55 kg. Now from this statement initially, see, I'm reading the statements as an individual statements. I'm not talking about the combinations right now. Initially, I'll deal the statements in a singular way. I'll not check with the combinations and all. With the second statement, I cannot answer anything. Why? Because nobody's weight can be less than 55 kg. It's a proper statement. I don't have any other data from this, right? Now, what about statement 3? Average weight of Arohi, Shalini, Vijaya, Riya are 68 kg. Perfect. So the total would be 4 into 68. And also Shalini's weight is 68 kg. So I got the value of Shalini now. Riya is 68. I got the value of Riya as 68 now. Fine. Vijay is 46. Sorry, Vijay is 46. Okay. I found the value of Vijay Vijay as well, which is 46. Now from this, I'll get the value of Arohi as well, right? Fine, this is very fine. Now, so Arohi, Shalini, Vijaya, Riya weights has been given directly in the question. Now, all of them has different weights. Priya's weight is 3T plus 20. 3T plus 20. Now tell me, less than 55, that means my answer should be more than 55. I know this. If I consider my statement too, I know this, my answer would be more than 55, but I have a lot of values more than 55, right? I cannot pick 5 values out of them, right? So, in order to calculate the second highest among all these 5, I need to get the weight of Priya at any cost. And here there is an unknown called T. So with this also, I cannot answer my question. I may get the values of Arohi, Shalini, Vijaya, and Riya. I may get the values of these 4 people, but I can't calculate the value of Priya. So which I cannot judge who is second highest among the 5 girls. Clear? So none of the statements is sufficient to answer my question. Do I have that option there? No. So none of these would be my answer. None of this would be my answer. Clear? Enough. Moving on to the next one. This is also a data sufficiency question. Which of the following statements are sufficient to answer the question? In a test, marks obtained by Ravi in chemistry are 30 more than the average marks obtained by him in chemistry, science, maths, and Hindi. Okay, fine. So in order to find the marks obtained by Ravi in chemistry, which is 30 marks more than the marks obtained by him in so average, it is simply saying that the marks obtained by Ravi in chemistry is 30 more than the average of the remaining subjects. The marks obtained by him in maths are exactly how much percent more or less by him in science. Okay, the marks obtained by him in maths are exactly how much percent more or less. Now, in order to answer this question, I need to have a proper idea of both maths and science marks, right? Then only I can compare these two values. Yes or no? If it is percentage more or percentage less, that's a different topic. We'll check with the marks. Now, in order to compare both the marks, I need to get these values properly. Okay? Now we'll check this. We'll check this. The total marks obtained by him in English are 60. So I know the English marks. I know the English marks. Now, which is 50% more than the marks obtained by him in maths. Perfect. Now, I know the marks of maths as well. And the marks scored by him in science are 30 less than the of in chemistry. Now, that's the point. If I cannot get the value of marks of science, right, which is 30 less in chemistry. Why? Because I don't have any idea about the chemistry, right? I don't have any idea about chemistry. So, with the first statement alone, I can't do anything. Now, moving on to statement 2. The difference between marks obtained by him in chemistry and maths are thrice than that of my friend. Marks obtained by him in Hindi. Marks obtained by Ravi in chemistry is the highest. Now, this is the statement which is a supportive one. I don't have any clue with this point. Right now, it is simply stating the chemistry is highest. Now, the point is the difference between the marks obtained by chemistry and marks are thrice. I know the marks of. So, individually, I can't do anything with the statement. That is clear. Okay, why? Because none of the marks has been provided in this statement. So that is clear. Now, I know my marks of English and maths from the first statement, right? So, will the data be helpful for me to answer the question using the statement 2 as well? Chemistry and maths are thrice the marks obtained by Hindi, and I don't know anything about Hindi, right? Hindi. Hindi, I don't know. So, 1 and 2 individually won't help me, and the combination of 1 and 2 also doesn't help me. Now I'll check with the third one. Marks obtained by Ravi in Hindi is 2k and unknown. An unknown is being added. Value of k is a natural number which is between 3 and 6. That is fine. 3 less than k less than 6. Okay. Okay. So individually with statement 3 also I cannot do anything. Okay. Now what about statement 4? Marks obtained in Ravi is not equal to 34. Marks obtained by Ravi is not equal to 34. So finally he's talking something about science. Now any through statements together. So what we are expected to calculate, we are expected to calculate the marks of max and science, right? So marks of max has been given in the question itself from the first statement. Now quickly check with the marks of science. Marks scored by him in science are 30 less than in chemistry. So science equals to 30 less than that in chemistry. So chemistry minus 30, right? This is from the first statement, right? So already you know that the marks obtained by chemistry is 30 more than the average of chemistry, science, maths, and Hindi. See, English, that's the issue here. English, I don't have nowhere relation between the question and the first statement. Okay, that's fine. Now, moving on to the second one, the difference between the marks obtained by chemistry and marks are twice that of them in Hindi. Okay, so I know the value of marks, chemistry and maths is thrice than that of marks obtained in Hindi. Okay, see, again, that's the point here. Whenever you are included with an unknown, proper data has to be provided to answer the question, right? So if the value of k, mm, science, what about Hindi? These two k, I'll be left with k again. So again, none of this would be my answer. Why? Because I'm unable to solve the value of k here. The value of k. If I get the value of k also, proper data for science has to be provided. I'll again have more than two answers for science. So my whole question is dealing with maths and science only. Why? Because I need to compare both the values, and from this question, I guess I cannot find these two values. So none of this would be my answer. Now, moving on to the next one. Which of the following statements are true? Okay. Sorry, which of the following statements are sufficient to answer the question? The same data sufficiency. Find the sum of the age of all the clerks in the bank. You're asked to calculate the age of all the clerks in the bank. Only two staff work that are officers and clerks in the bank. That's fine. Now you're asked to calculate the age of all the clerks in the bank. Okay. Average age of officers B is 12P is to 1. Fine. The average age of officers is 12P plus 1. The respective ratio of officers and clerks in the bank are 25 to 24. Okay. If two more clerks join the bank, then the number of clerks would be 20 equal to officers. Okay. So the difference between the ratio is one part, and if two more clerks joins, both would be equal. That means 25 parts equals 25 parts. That means the value of one part is 2. That means I have 50 officers and 48 clerks. 50 officers and 48 clerks, right? Now, what about statement 2? So from that, I cannot find the answer. I cannot find the answer, but I have some proper data, good data. Now, difference between the sum of ages of officers and clerks is 290. Perfect. Difference between the sum of officers of ages is 290. Okay. Average age of clerks in the bank is 11p minus 2 years. Value of p is a positive integer. Perfect. Now see, I have 1p here, right? And I know the value of both my officers, sorry, count of both my officers and clerks. So from this, I can obtain one equation, right? See, the officers count is 50. Now the total age of officers would be 50 into 12p plus 1, right? So the from the first statement, I can find an equation from P, and from the second statement as well, I can do the same. I can do the same, right? One more equation in P. If I solve both this, I'll get the value of P. So from that, I can easily calculate the average age of the clerks. So both 1 and 2 together are sufficient. Now, you might think, what about the equation 3? See, clearly I can see one more unknown in equation 3, which is K. Okay. So that would be a problem for me, right? If K, okay, let me check this properly. Difference between the officers and clerks age in the bank are 4 and the officers in the bank are K more than square the value of K. Difference between the officers and clerks are 4, so that would be 100 and 96. And the officers in the bank are K more than the square value of K. K is an even number, which is cube of an even number. Okay. Okay. I agree with you. I agree with you. I can somehow calculate the value of K. I agree with you. But my point is how it will help me to calculate the sum of ages of all the clerks in the bank. How does this related to my question? Right? He is not at all talking anything about the age of clerks or officers in my statement 3. So it is nowhere related to my question. So I need not think much about it. So only 1 and 2 are sufficient to answer my question. Moving on to the next one. Find the relation between the quantities. Okay. Sum of present ages of P and Q is 28 years, and the ratio of P's age after 7 years and Q's present age is 2 is to 5. Okay. The average age of PQRS are 20 years. If age of S is Y plus 10 years, difference between the age of R and F is 10 years. And F's age is after 5 years would be 35. Okay. So R age is less than F age, then find the value of X, which is 10.3 more than the value of Y. Okay. Now, we'll find the value of X initially for the first quantity. In order to find the value of C, in this question, you are not asked to calculate something related to data sufficiency. You are asked to calculate two quantities according to the data provided, that is quantity 1 and quantity 2, and you need to check it. Which quantity is more? The value of which quantity is more? You need to compare both the values. Okay. Now, initially the sum of P and Q is 22 years, right? So P plus Q would be 28 years, right? And the ratios of P's age after 7 years and Q's present age is 2 is to 5. Okay. So P's age after 7 years is two parts. Okay. Now, what would be the present age? That would be 2x minus 7, right? 2x minus 7. And P's present age is Q's present age is 5 parts itself. So this would be 5x, which is equal to 28. Now 2x plus 5x is 8x. 8x equals to 28 plus 7, which is 35, right? 35. Now x would be equal to, sorry, this is 2x plus 5x, 7x, right? 7x is 35, then the value of x is 5. The value of x is 5. Now tell me, what is P's age? What is P's age? It's 2x minus 7, which is 2 into 5, 10 minus 7. P's age would be 3, and Q's age would be 5x, which is 5 into 5, 25. So 25 plus 3, that would be 28. So the value of Q is 25 and P is 328. And the ratio of P's age after 7 years and Q's present age is, okay, this is fine. Now the average of PQRS are 20 years. So from this, I can get the value of R and S, right? Yes or no? The value of R and S. Now we'll see here. The sum of PQRS, the average of PQRS is 20, so definitely the sum would be 80, right? PQRS would be 80, right? Now the sum of P and Q is 28. So if I subtract 28 out of 80, that will be the value of R and S. So that would be 52, right? Now, what is given in the question about R and S? If the age of S is Y plus 10 years and the difference between R and F is 10 years, F's age after 5 years would be 35. Okay. F's age after 5 years would be 35 means F's age is 30 right now, right? Okay. If F age is 30, the difference between R and F is 10. And clearly it was mentioned that R's age is less than F's age. R's age is less than F's age. So if F is 30, definitely the age of R should be 20, right? If R is 20, definitely the age of S would be 32, right? Why? Because R plus S is 52. R is 20, then S would be 32. Now, find the value of X, which is a 10.3 more than the value of Y. Now, tell me, what is Y here? The age of S is Y plus 10. The age of S is 32 here. Now, I can write this 32 as Y plus 10. Y plus 10, which is 22 plus 10. That means the value of Y is 22. Now we are asked to calculate the value of X, which is 10.3 more than Y. That means 10.3 plus the value of Y is 22, right? So this is 32.3. 32.3. So this is my first quantity. This is my first quantity, right? Now we'll check with the second quantity as well. We'll check with the second quantity as well. The average age of Mr. Sharma and Mrs. Sharma is 47.5 years. Perfect. So the total age of Mrs. Sharma and Mr. Sharma would be 95, right? Yes or no? 47.5 into 2. Total age of Mr. Sharma and Mrs. Sharma, right? Now, Mr. Sharma age is 5 years more than that of Mrs. Sharma or Mr. Sharma. Mr. Sharma is 5 years more than Mrs. Sharma age. Okay, fine. Now, Mr. and Mrs. age is 95, right? Now, what he's telling, Mr. age is 5 years more than Mrs. So, Mrs. Sharma plus 5 plus Mrs. Sharma is 95. So, this would be 90. So, the age of Mrs. Sharma would be 45, right? Now, if Mrs. Sharma is 45, the age of Mr. Sharma would be 50, right? He is 5 years older. So 50 plus 45, 95. That's fine. Now, I got the values of both Mrs. Sharma and Miss Sharma, and now the age of Nikki is P years more than his brother's Shanki's age, who is the son of Miss Sharma. Okay. The age of Kitty, who is the daughter of Nikki, is Y years, and the value of Y is equal to Mr. Sharma's age by 2. Okay. Now, fine. We'll find the value of Y here, which is the value of Y is equal to Mrs. Sharma age by 2 plus 0.5. What is Mrs. Sharma age? 45. This is 22.5, right? By 2 is 22.5 plus 0.5. Now the value of Y here is 23. The value of Y here is 23. Now Kitty is, who is the daughter of Nikki? So the Nikki is age is now 23, right? Now Kitty is 10 years older than Nikki. Now Kitty's age would be 33 and 12 years older than Shanky. So Shanky age would be 21, right? Now where does this P come from? P. And the age of Nikki is P years more than that of brother Shanky age. Now, what is the difference between Nikki and Shanky? 23 and 21, 2 years, right? So the value of P is 2. So 2 plus 60 by 2. So this is 62 by 2, which is 31. Which is 31. So my first value is 32.3 and the second value is 31. So definitely quantity 1 is greater than quantity 2. So option 1 is correct. Option 1 is correct. So in this way, you'll calculate both the quantities very patiently and very fastly and very accurately, and you'll compare both your quantities. Okay, fine. Moving on to the next one. So the average of 9 numbers are 55. The average of first 5 numbers are 40, and the average of last 3 numbers are 34. Then the sixth number is, okay, you simply multiply my 9 with 55. So this would be 9 into 55. 5, 4, 495, right? So the average of first 5 numbers are 40. So 5 into 40 would be 200. And the last 3 numbers are 34. So 3 into 34. That would be 90 plus 12, right? Which is 102. So 200 plus 102 will be 302, right? If I subtract 302 out of it, out of 495, if I subtract my 302, let me check again. The average of first five numbers are 40, which is 200, and the last three numbers are 34, which is 102. Fine. Now just subtract it. This would be your sixth number. This would be your sixth number, which is 193, right? 193. Now, checking with the second quantity, the average of 29 numbers is calculated as 31. It is discovered while calculating the average.